So we have constructed IID for U1, U2 and L2, L3. One top chord member, one bottom chord member. So we know that the maximum ordinate of ILD for top chord and bottom chord will occur at the opposite joint, and which is given by moment at the opposite joint divided by H. H is the perpendicular distance between the line of action of the member, or between the member and the opposite joint. So directly we will get the ILDs for top chord, bottom chord members. However, for vertical and diagonal members, we have to do the calculations. Now here, say now vertical member, let's consider this vertical member, and you take a section 1, 1, 1. Take a section 1, 1. So for vertical member, when unit load, say member U2 L2. So you do the calculation this way: when unit load is on left of section, say 1, 1, then apply summation Fy equal to 0 for RHS. And the reactions, you know, the vertical reaction for any position of unit load for right hand, this is X by L, and this reaction is L minus X upon L. Now summation Fy equal to 0, when unit load is on the left, apply summation Fy equal to 0. For right, this is upward, this is downward, means tension. That means the force U2L2 is equal to X by L, and applicability 0 less than or equal to this 4 and 4, 8, X, 8 meter. So that means at X equal to 8, the force is 8 divided by L is 24. So this is 1/3, and nature is tension. So nature is tension. Now when unit load is on the right, when unit load is on right of section, again apply summation Fy equal to 0 for LHS. Now here the force in the member U2L2 must be equal to the reaction L minus X upon L, and applicability is this 12 less than equal to X less than equal to 24. When X is 24, force is 0, but when X is 12, what is force? So X equal to 12, the force is L is 24 minus 12 divided by 24, so it is 1/2. Nature is, now see the nature, this is upward, force on the left this must be downward, compression. Nature is compression. So ILD for member, say member U2L2. So this is under tension, then compression. So this is 1/3 and this is 1/2. This is plus, this is minus. So this is the ILD for member U2L2. Now next, let's consider member, this diagonal member, say section 2-2. Say section 2-2 for diagonal member. Again do the calculation in the same way as in case of vertical member, because other two members are horizontal in which the section is passing. So member, this U2L3 diagonal member, we are considering member U2L3. Again, right, when unit load is on left of section 2 apply Fy equal to 0 for RHS. That means the vertical component theta that you have to calculate here, this theta you find out. So on the right, so this is upward, force must be downward, means this is towards the, so this will be under compression now. So on the right hand side, so towards the joint, compression. Now the force F U2L3 vertical component multiplied by sine theta must be equal to x by L. And applicability, so left joint is this, that is 8 meter, 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 8. Means at x equal to 8, what is the force? Equal to 8 by 24 cosec theta. So you find out theta and then you calculate the value. So 1/3 cosec theta. Then next, when unit load is on right of section 2. So when unit load is on the right of section 2, then F U2L3 sine theta equal to L minus x divided by L. And this is applicable, right, is this 12 less than equal to x less than equal to 18. So x equal to 12, let's find out the ordinate. X equal to 18, ordinate will be 0. So that means F U2L3 equal to, this is 24 minus 12 divided by 24 cosec theta. So this is 1/2 cosec theta, and the nature will be, so on the left hand side, this is upward, so it must be again downward, means this is tension now. Tension. Theta you find out and substitute the values. So the influence line diagram for this will be, say here it is initially it is in compression, this is in compression, and this is in tension. So that means this ordinate is plus and this ordinate is minus. So this is plus, this is minus. So this is 1/3 cosec theta and this is 1/2 cosec theta. So ideally for 4 members we have constructed, one top chord member, one bottom chord member, one vertical and one diagonal. Now ideally for one more vertical member, because this is a typical case, let's try the ideally for that vertical member, say member U3L3. So for this member, let's consider section 3. Say this section is, this is 3, this is a 3. So member U3L3. member U3L3. Now here the force in member will occur only when there is a unit load, because unit load is moving on the top chord member. When unit load is placed at joint U3, then only there will be a force, and that force is 1. Force is. So that means this is 1 and this is positive, because nature will be compression. So force in member will occur only when, force in member U3L3 will occur when unit load is placed at joint U3 and using summation Fy equal to 0, F U3L3 equal to 1. And for rest of the joints it is always 0. So this is the ILD for member U3L3 provided the unit load is moving on the top chord. If it is moving on the bottom chord, the ILD will be, there will not be any ILD. So one more problem. So take each panel 4 meter, total span will be 24 meter. So this height, let's take this as a 2 meter, and this height, say 6 meter. So upper chord members U1, U2, U3, U4, U5, U6, U7, and lower chord L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6, L7. And now you draw ILD for members, say one top chord member, then you take one bottom chord member, one vertical and one diagonal. So draw ILD for members U2, U3, then L2, L3, and next U3, L3 and U2, L3. So these four ILDs you draw yourself. Now here see for top chord, remember the maximum ordinate will occur at opposite joint. So therefore U2, U3 here it will occur opposite, the opposite joint is L3. Maximum ordinate of ILD will occur at L3, which is given by moment at L3 divided by the perpendicular distance of the member from the joint L3. Means their perpendicular distance of this member is required. So you have to draw a perpendicular here, and then this H1 is required to be calculated. For this, one more arrangement is required, one more calculations are required. Say extend this member here, say this point is O, then you have to find out this angle theta, and then you calculate H1. Similarly, when you want to find out forces in the members, say this diagonal member and vertical member, you have to take moments here. Means that time also you need to find out these perpendicular distances. Say this is H2. Then for this is for diagonal. Now for vertical perpendicular distance directly you will get. So this few geometrical calculations are required in order to calculate the perpendicular distances and the angle of the members. And then you complete this problem. So you solve this problem as an homework. One more problem that I would like to give on B, say compound B, problem is of compound B. Say internal hinge, continuous support, again internal hinge, then support, and this is overhang. The beam is A, B, C, D, E and F. So this is a beam, A, B, C, D, E, F. It's a statically determinate beam. So you construct and take the distances, say this is, you take this as 12 meter, or you take 10 meter, this as 10 meter, this is 4 meter, say 6 meter, then 4 meter, and this is 2 meter. So for beams it is very easy to plot the ILDs by using Moeller-Brussels principle. You follow the Moeller-Brussels principle and construct ILD here for say RA, MA, then this RC, and I will give you the sections, say section 1, 1. So you take section at a distance 5 meter. So S11, M11, and one more section, let's take here. Say section 2, 2. Say draw ILD for S22, M22. So you complete these ILDs by using Moeller-Brussels principle. Now I can give you the ILD for when you can construct ILD for bending moment at C, bending moment at E, then section within CD or DE or EF may be given. So anywhere the sections are to be given. So you must be able to draw all these ILDs just by using the Moeller-Brussels principle. Plotting ILDs for compound beam is very easy. So now we have completed this topic of influence line diagram for determinate structure. So constructing influence line for diagrams for determinant structures is very simple, and that we have completed in all respect. And only these two problems are given for practice. You try to solve this problem. Now one more thing that as a theory part, uses of ILD. So many a times in the examination you will find a theory question that define influence line diagram and state its uses. What are the uses? To find any structural quantity such as reaction, shear force, bending moment, etc. for any type of loading. So any type of loading we can take. Then next, to find position of live load on structure or moving load. Live load on structure for maximum structural quantity at a given position or section at a given position, and hence to calculate value of maximum structural quantity, and hence to calculate its maximum value. Next, to find position of moving load on structure so that which will be critical in its effect, at a given section. Then last, to find critical member forces in a truss. For moving loads. So these are the uses of influence line diagram. Many a times you will find the theoretical question that define influence line diagram and state the uses of influence line diagram. Okay, you complete these two problems and you just do the practice for all the problems which we have solved during our various lecture sessions. So thank you very much.